Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So, last night Donald Trump delivered the State of the Union address. And let me just say, it was bad. The only parts of it that I actually liked was when he congratulated the hockey team who won gold in the Winter Olympics, and also those people, also those heroes, like someone who saved 100 people in a flood in Texas. But besides that, it was just him talking about how we're in a golden age of America and that how Democrats are bad, which is completely out of touch with what Americans are feeling today. You know, prices haven't really gone down. Americans are still worried about affordability, and he's calling it a hoax. And it's just really whenever a leader tries to say that what Americans are feeling is wrong, that's just terrible. Americans, the people are whenever you really want to see how a country is doing, ask the people. Don't ask the people who are who actually live in this country, who actually pay for groceries, pay for living, and they'll tell you a completely different story from what Trump is saying. And I think the best way to see what Republicans really believe is by their actions. And if we're in such a golden age, and if we're doing so well, then why are Republicans trying to rig the election by redrawing congressional maps when if we're doing so well? Because if our country was doing so well, then no one would vote for Democrats. But guess what? Democrats are winning in Trump districts. So yeah, I think that Trump failed to actually capture the mood of this country, and I think that we need to get back to it. We need to realize that this is a man who is not a person who's in touch with the American people. This is a person who's only in touch with himself. And there were times where he tried to show the Democrats were bad, and a lot of Democrats were actually protested this event, missing it. Now, if I was in that position, I think I would still go, just because I think I should still be. I would, if I was someone there, you'd still be representing your state or your district in the State of the Union. And there are people who protested. Al Green had a flag that said "Black people aren't apes," and I love that. The fact, and I'm sad that it's sad that he was escorted out for doing that, or thrown out, really, because for really just expressing his beliefs. And I think that people should have the right to protest. Our representative should have the right to protest the president, especially when the president is doing so many of these bad things. I remember I think Ilmar Omar, I think that's her name. Don't quote me on that. She said, "You're killing American citizens," and I think that we need congressmen and women who are not afraid to attack Trump on a lot of these issues, and I'm glad that they did, because I think part of American society, what's great about America is that you can protest. So I think it's sad when you see protesters being escorted out, especially if they're just saying I think it's a silly thing. And Trump, it's clear that Trump doesn't like Democrats. I mean, he kept saying "shame on you" to Democrats, and I think no one really cares about that. What people really care about is being able to feed their family. So I think that him attacking people is just a really silly thing to do, attacking other Democrats, trying to make them look bad when in reality you're making yourself look bad because of all these things that you're doing. So overall, it was not a very good speech, and I hope that it shows Americans that he's out of touch with this country. All right, share your thoughts in the comments. Bye.